sense, I might pay you.
Make it make sense, come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense, come on, make it, make it, make it, make it. Make it make sense, come on, make it, baby. Make it, baby. Make it make sense, come on, make it, make it, make it, make it.
What's good, y'all? Let's Make Sense of It podcast. We are back for another week, and like we always say,
the truth you don't want, but you definitely need it.
you definitely need it. I go by the boy Vince.
And I'm in.
And we are back again. Like always, follow us on Instagram. Let's Make Sense of It _ Let's Make Sense of It _ If you are watching us right now on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notifications. And if you are listening to us on any of your listening platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, etc., make sure you leave a review. Make sure you follow. Make sure you listen. All that good stuff. It's crazy because we are, I think, about 500 downloads away from 10,000. Which is crazy.
Period. That means you're like listening to
Which is crazy. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, listen, all that good stuff. And before we get started, let's tell you about this. Love Jones Wine. Let's Make Sense of the podcast is brought to you by Love Jones Wine. Now, Love Jones Wine is a refreshing, sophisticated taste of organic wine, Caribbean rum, and freshly picked fruit that will satisfy every taste bud. Now, like we said, we always tell you about the, our favorite, the watermelon splash. That's definitely the favorite. But they also have other, flavors. They got the white, they got the red, they got the rosé, they got the sangria. You know what I'm saying? They got the quads. You get a 4-pack, get it in 3-pack. I think she even has the small bottles.
The minis. She does have the minis.
She has the minis. Or she has the minis. So make sure you get the minis. So go to lovejoneswine.com. Use our promo code SENSE. That's SENSE. You get a little discount. Just a little discount. You know what I'm saying? We don't want y'all to think y'all can be something crazy. You get a little discount,
support
but hey.
The business.
Absolutely.
It's great customer service.
Support black business.
And fast delivery.
Absolutely. LoveJonesWine.com. Promo code SENSE. Love Jones Wine, a cocktail made for you. Shout out to Love Jones. She will be here one of these weeks. We forget which week. She's supposed to be here today, but stuff happens. So we gonna get her here and she gonna explain, this concoction that she done. This concoction liquor. That she done put together because I'm trying to tell you. Make sure you get some of that Love Jones wine. All right, so this week, let's see what we gonna get into this week. Yeah, we gonna get into some stuff this week. I don't really have a title at the moment.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out as we go.
Y'all see a title when this comes out.
Yeah, exactly. So. Let me start off this way. So a couple of these questions I actually asked on our Instagram. So we're going to start off that way. So, let's start this way. Is playing hard to get, wise or unwise? What do you think?
Playing. What? How hard is you playing? Like, how hard is you playing? Like, is you just is you acting like you don't like them, but you really do like them? Are you not returning somebody's phone calls because you like the fact that your inbox look like it's popping? Like, how people got 200 and something messages? That would bother the shit out of me.
Yeah,
that bothers me. Like, even if it's 2 messages, I'm like, no, either they gotta get deleted or you gotta get left on red.
You just don't like seeing that the number or the red up or just
the notification. People who do that to their emails, people who do that to their messages, their DMs. It's just like you ain't even gotta respond. Delete the shit. Y'all just be seeing it pile up for no reason.
I got a lot of emails like that. Like, now I need to just delete half of this shit.
It's very easy.
It's a lot.
Just hit.
It's probably like 20.
And you just slide them.
Probably 10 to 20,000 emails for whatever.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. That's just because I just never. That's just because I never. What's the name? But. So I'm gonna give you some of these responses that we got. So it says, someone said, let's see, what did they say? It says it's a gift and a curse. It said you can block your blessings or dodge a bullet.
I mean, yeah, that's true too. But it's just like, is that person putting on is they trying to put it on too much, or is they just putting it on normally? Like, is they trying to lay it out there real thick, like they constantly contacting you or just met, or or are they always calling you beautiful, or always give you everything that comes out of their mouth is a compliment? It's just after a while that gets old and that becomes overbearing. Mm-hmm. But some people are interested, so that's how they show their interest. They just kind of lay it on thick, but you just have to be willing to tell them hey, take a pause. It's all right. We can take our time with this. You don't have to be so overbearing. Yeah,
so that hard to get shit. the one person said, they said that could that could be like, all right, you doing too much.
Yeah.
Like, ain't nobody got time for all that.
That's perfectly fine. Like if they doing too much, I've told guys that like, all right, you doing too much. Like I don't need constantly every day you saying good morning, beautiful. Like it's a nice thing. It really is, and no, because I know it's about to be niggas out here like, oh, see, they don't even like that. You can't win. It's just like, no, y'all have to know like when too much is too much. It's just like y'all like I don't know if guys want a girl every day saying good morning, handsome, good morning, handsome. Like if y'all like that, you like it. Like
Good morning, handsome. That's
good morning, my soulful brother. Like I don't know what the fuck y'all like. Like
you die with this.
I'm just saying.
You die with this. Like, not the good morning, my soul food brother. You die with that one.
Some things just become too much because they no longer become like something special. It just becomes like an everyday routine. Like I love compliments. I love compliments as much as the next person, but it's just like, yeah. After a while, it's not special anymore. Like a compliment is something special. You feel good when somebody gives you a compliment. But if you constantly like just down my neck and I'm just like.
So there is a such thing as too much complimenting too much. Yeah, exactly.
Over compliments, right? That is a thing. I don't give a fuck what you niggas. It's the niggas. I know it's the niggas. I'm already pinpointing that it's coming out. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying and saying like y'all can't win. You can win. It is a such thing as overdoing something, even if you think it's a nice thing. It is a such thing as overdoing it, like being like That's when this is where becoming a simp really comes in.
Oh shit!
Because,
damn.
Understand this because niggas be like, oh, you a simp because you do this, that, and third. No, if that is their girlfriend, if that is their lady, they are not a simp for that woman. You become a simp when you're doing too much with a female that doesn't claim you. That's when you're a simp.
That's what somebody is.
You're a simp.
That's somebody's a simp.
That's a simp. You paying for all her shit. You giving her rent money. You paying her car note. She got new tires. All that, and she doesn't claim you. You saved her phone under something you don't even want her to say out loud to you.
I'm just saying. He's just a trick boy. Then.
Listen, you gotta understand the difference. A nigga is not a simp for his girlfriend. That's weird. Like, of course he gonna do everything for her, but for somebody that does not claim you and only calls you at a certain time when they need something, yeah, simp.
I thought he's about to answer. So somebody else says, I don't be playing though. Someone who sees your worth is going to put the work in.
Yes.
No.
What?
Niggas be doing shit just cause and just wasting time, bro. People be like, oh, I'm worth this. So I guess guys are like go the extra mile to try to get a woman to like them. Mm-hmm. And a woman will take that, oh yeah, I'm worthy of da-da-da. Or you already gassing yourself up, so a guy go out his way to do certain things to boost your ego, and the whole time you really not that. Like guys do this on a regular, usually a regular person who just you know what I'm saying.
So you saying he gassing her up, but she not that. So what if she's that to him? That's why he gassing her up.
I mean,
or is this just like that nigga that you see him gas up every female that he with, so it doesn't make it special?
Yeah, he just like that.
It could be. I mean, it could be. I mean, listen, nigga.
If you gonna play hard to get, it's either a 50-50 chance you gonna wind up being left and you gonna be mad because that could have been somebody that actually would have been worth your time, or
you gotta be
you can bypass a crazy stalker motherfucker. I don't know, one or the other.
You gotta be worth it to play hard to get though, because some people be playing hard to get. You be like, you ain't even that. Like you got.
I mean, and then you humble them real quick.
Yeah, like, you wasn't even that. You playing hard to get.
But see, that's how fucked up niggas be when you don't want to give them their number outside, and then you go from all these compliments to a fat bitch, ugly bitch, all types of bitches.
Well, that's just a nigga that's just.
You say it's just a nigga. It is a lot of niggas that's like that. I'm just saying.
Because they not used to dealing with rejection. We had this conversation about niggas not being able to take. Some niggas not be able to take rejection because they figured they was that bull all the time.
It's okay. You have your trusty dusty hand. And there's always somebody for you.
You die with the head.
Now playing hard to get should only be okay when somebody's like trying to chase you. Like if you see a guy chasing you, like he trying to anything and everything in the book just to chase you. Yeah, like honestly, I feel like you should play hard to get so you can see what the real intention is. Because some guys just be they chase just to hit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you all the good stuff. All the green flags and whatnot, and then they get what they want. You chalk.
Exactly. Somebody said unwise. It says after the first date, you know where it's going.
Wait, what?
They said unwise. They said after the first date, you know where it's going.
I
don't know about after the first date though.
After the first date, I wouldn't say you know where it's going. I would say you would know if you would like them enough for a second date, but know where it's going.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I didn't know I was gonna be in a relationship after.
I'm about to say, know where it's going. That sound a little aggressive.
Why do women always ask men, "What's your intent? What's your intentions?"
Yeah,
Yes.
Why
Why do y'all think men know their intentions?
When we used to, because some men do know their intentions. Some men, and it's like, and then some men don't want to be honest because they're afraid that either she's not gonna agree to what their intentions are. If you come up to me, if we go out on a date or whatever the case may be, so if you approach me normally, ask me on a date, you plan a date or whatever, or we plan a date, whatever, like, you know, you get extra points when you plan it. But if you plan a date, we go out on this date, and I'm asking you like what your intentions are, because that can mean like you just got out of a relationship. You looking for somebody as a place filler. You are looking for a relationship. You've been single for a while. You looking for somebody to settle down with. You ready to start a family. You ready to get married, or you just out here because you know you just looking for somebody to kick it with. So you want to be friends with benefits. Like if I'm asking you what your intentions are, it's not for me to run away from you. It's just to make sure I'm not wasting my time.
What if a guy asks you what's your intentions though?
Then you say the same thing.
Like I'm just saying, if a guy asks a woman what's her intentions, they probably look at him like, what?
They'd be like, I mean, they probably would, because it's not a lot of guys that's gonna ask that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, but that's who fucking fault is that if y'all not gonna ask the question?
Like if a guy say, "What's your intention?" She probably like, "Huh? Like
what's my intentions?" Like, all right, then that's when you gotta be woman.
Because the nigga hear that, they be like, well, damn, you just right at me. Like we on the first date, we can't just, you know what I'm saying? We can't just be vibing.
If I want to just kick it,
we just can't be
vibing.
vibing.
If you want to kick it, but I want a relationship.
All right, well,
so we can't be vibing because we want two different things. Now we
still can be vibing.
No, we can't.
We still can be vibing.
Because now somebody's feelings gonna get hurt. You know who feelings gonna hurt? Mine. My feelings gonna get hurt because I want a relationship and you want to just kick it.
Y'all, I think y'all give this energy off when y'all ask that question for a guy to answer it like with like you know what? My intention is to marry you. Like I be feeling like women expecting that. Y'all want the whole everything. Y'all want somebody already be in love with y'all right then and there.
If the guy answered that way, like my intentions is the well, maybe not to marry you, but intentions is the his intention. All right, so he's dating with the intention of getting married. So if he say that on the first date, would you look at him a different way? Like
no, I asked you the question. I'm looking for a realistic answer. I'm not looking for you to say marry you specifically. Like pause. Wait a minute.
What if they say marry you? You gonna be automatically.
But the question is, what are your intentions with me? So if you say that, that means they're looking to marry you.
You don't know me like that.
See,
to marry, like,
but he gave you the.
Y'all shouldn't be asking that.
He gave you the right answer. He gave you the answer though.
Y'all shouldn't be asking.
It's like, but if you ask a realistic guy that question, it's either I'm just looking for somebody to kick it with, I'm vibing, or I'm looking to be in a relationship. Ain't no guy will sit there most of the time and say you marriage. They not gonna say marriage is the first thing.
But
I'm
if
looking
he do though, he might just.
If he says I'm looking for in a relationship that may lead to marriage, but I'm not starting out with marriage.
Now, but a dude to use that to his advantage. The whole time he not even thinking about marriage, but because he knows, because women give themselves away on social media. It's the shit they post, the shit they say. If the right guy come along, he know how to approach this particular female. Like, all right, this is. She said this and this. I'm just gonna come off that way. Like a chick could put her once all on social media, and it's gonna be a guy that's gonna come along. He gonna put up a front just because he trying to get to her, and now she all in love. And the whole time nigga wasn't in love. He just was following the playbook of how to get to her.
I mean, that is truthful. That is true. That's why they tell you not to tell not to tell a guy or girl how your last relationship went as far as like cheating or whatever, or like what you put up with, because all they gonna do is put you through the ringer again. And know their way to maneuver around it.
All right. And the last response to that question that we had says depends on the situation. Playing hard to get. It depends on that particular situation, because it could be. I'm guessing they're saying maybe they don't. Maybe they really don't like this person, but they play hard to get to a point that they try and get these motherfuckers to just leave them.
When is it acceptable to play hard to get? I think.
Yeah.
If you're getting chased too much. Overly complimented, because you got to weed people out just to make sure, you know what I'm saying, they not on BS.
Weed out the crazies.
Yeah, definitely got to weed out the crazies.
I have seen people gaslight to like, hell, let me see how you're going to react in this situation.
Right.
Or let me not talk to you as much to see what, you know what I'm saying, what you're going to do as far as like how you react to not speaking to somebody. You know, you got some people who just like be real adamant about talking to you, and it's like you don't want to talk about anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
Motherfuckers that be in your DMs, they be in your inbox, like, yeah, let's do this. Then you always when they be mute.
Not the mute. They could just
Like,
be.
what the
They
fuck?
might not be a talker.
Bullshit.
They might not
Stay
be.
out of my inbox.
That's weird. I
Stay out
don't
of
see
my
how people can do that. Like I have did it, but like those people who fall for people they meet on social media when it's kind of like
That happens a lot.
like y'all put like this person's really putting up a front this whole time, and it's kind of like
You don't even know 'em.
you don't even know them. They just see what they just see what they like, and you just like going with the flow, and then you got swindled.
Yeah.
The swindler. The Tinder swindler. All right, so next question was, is love a feeling or a decision? Now, these answers was pretty funny. So, you want to answer? We answer it first, and then I'll give you some answers.
Wait,
Is
what?
is love a feeling or a decision?
That's a feeling.
I say a feeling, but I can see how some people would say,
You deciding to love somebody?
I mean, if they've been put through the, like we just said, they've been put through the ringer, they're like, I'm just going to decide to be, I'm just going to decide to.
That's deciding to settle. That is not deciding. You don't decide to love somebody.
A lot of people settle though. A lot of people decide that
settling.
a lot of people decide that they just going to.
They ain't got shit to do with love. The settling is comfortability.
Right.
Love is not a decision. Love is not a decision. That is a feeling.
All right, let's go through these answers. So somebody said a feeling, not a decision. You can choose how you show it.
Yes, that yeah. That's what that is. Who said it
You said you could.
Who said it was a decision? Somebody said it was a decision.
Somebody says, all right. So the next, I'm gonna go through them, but I'm gonna go through it. It says, love is a feeling. It says falling in love is a decision.
No. What?
You don't think so? You don't think?
No.
They said falling in love is decisions.
How you-
Because I guess you could decide not to fall in love.
You can't decide that. Yo.
Hey.
I always
Pause.
felt like
I like when people answer.
I always felt like I never did anything to personally get people to like me, and I always ran with that for like my whole adult life, like dating people. And one of my homies is like, just because you don't think you're doing something, don't mean that people don't like you for you. So people fall in love with the person that you are.
Okay.
It's not a decision. It's a feeling. All of that is a feeling. Just like I say, you can't help who you love. Like, do y'all just automatically choose to love your kids? Do y'all choose to fall in love with your babies when they first pop out the cooch, the stomach, wherever?
No,
the
that's
case
definitely
is?
a feeling.
That's
I
a
ain't
feeling.
gonna lie. Is that a thing?
What?
Like, do you? Sounds wild. But I can't imagine me like already like feeling like I love a child that's firstborn. Like,
No, listen. When you see childbirth, yeah. When I see my daughter come out, I was like, oh yeah, I was instantly.
It's all a feeling. Everybody's feeling is going to hit differently, but
Right.
love is never a decision.
All right.
If you are deciding it, that's something that's settling and that's comfortability.
So as somebody says, decision, because it's your decision to either connect with them or connect with it or connect in the first place. So you basically, it's your decision to connect with it or connect with them
See
in
how
the
many
first place.
different words we're using? Like, love is literally a feeling.
So it says both. It says feeling because you can't really control how you feel about something or somebody. I don't know, they didn't really answer the part about both, but
Okay.
it says feeling can't help who you love even if you really wanted to.
Oh, bro. Thank you. Thank you. With some
A feeling, it says you can't decide to love someone. It's just natural.
yes.
And then a feeling.
Yes. Oh, my God. We had a conversation about not liking somebody but loving them.
This is very true.
Love is a feeling. Love is liking somebody. Liking somebody is a choice.
It's a choice.
That's a decision.
All right, so that makes sense. So you
That's
can
a decision.
not liking somebody is a choice, but loving somebody, yeah, because
Yeah, because you can not like a show. You can not like a person. You can not like a snack. But you can't just say, "Oh, I decided not to love this person." Like what?
you could tell who's been in love and who hasn't been in love because they say, and if it was a choice, then it's like
If it was a choice, a lot of heartbreak would be avoided. It would have been avoided.
yeah. I guess you could say that.
Can't believe love is a decision.
Hey, listen.
The audacity.
Let's put questions out more of this. I like answers. I like getting the answers
The
back.
audacity.
I like getting answers. So it says, are all red flags deal breakers?
I'm gonna let you answer it.
Wow.
Damn.
I had a nice 4-hour long conversation last night about a lot of red flags.
Yeah.
Look at that. I didn't even know that, but you go answer first.
Yeah, I feel like petty red flags are stuff that's controllable. Stuff that's like that's built in your character, those you can't. Those are deal breakers. Like being what's it called? Combative, or it's another word. Always on the defense. It's something. It's
defensive or something. Something like it's defensive.
Yeah, defensive. Always being defensive. I feel like that's a toxic trait. That's a red flag.
Really?
Being defensive on everything. Like you feel like somebody's always trying to attack you or out to get you.
Somebody say something, you
automatically got your.
Even if it's not directed at you.
Right. It's just like I feel the way. Yeah.
You know, a hit dog.
That's a good one though, because some people won't look at being defensive as a red flag.
Ooh, that's your trauma that you ain't dealt with yet. That's weird.
So it says, somebody says some. It said, I think it depends on how many are there as well. So I guess it depends on how many. How many?
You gonna let one red flag?
So somebody said yes. Somebody said no. Then somebody said no. Some people really believe certain behaviors are okay and are willing to change.
I don't know if that's would it be a red flag if they're willing to change it?
I mean, it could. Well, I guess they figure it could be.
I don't know. Red flag.
Because red flags is something that I remember we had an episode on the red flags, and the red flag is different to everybody. Like everybody, some people red flag, they don't even consider it a red flag. They just think it's normal. They just don't know no real.
Ain't nobody around them truthful. Like, no, this is a red flag. You have.
I don't think.
How you raised is a red flag.
How you
was raised? How it was a red flag.
One. That is a good. Wow, that's a good one.
So I would have to say no. It's not a deal breaker then.
Wow, that's a good one. Explain that.
It's not a deal breaker.
Explain that. Explain that one. That is a good. That's a good one. Okay.
Okay.
Dang,
That was a good one.
Something I personally had experience with where, I dated somebody who, like, they think they're perceived as a silver spoon fed person when they were growing up, based off where they lived, how their parents, gifted them with luxury things and whatnot, like never needing to want for anything,
right.
You know, like, so they grew up with just like luxury of proper schooling, parents that had money, so forth and so on, right? So everybody sees this person as like, yo, you like, damn, I wish I had that kind of thing, right? And all right, those things are great, but they lacked like
street smarts.
No, not even that. Way deeper than that. They lack the ability to know how to be a person that know how to show empathy or sympathize with people. They don't know how to produce or give out love in certain situations, or they don't know how to help the person that they're dealing with when they're grieving and whatnot. So
it's a good one.
Your parents didn't really give you that nurturing love when you was growing up, so it's hard for you to do the same thing.
Oh, that goes into the question I had.
Go ahead.
Providing versus spoiling your kids.
That's true. So providing versus spoiling your kids. That is a great one.
What's the silver lining? Like, where's the line you cross when it becomes like spoiling
when they
and no longer providing?
When they ask for anything and they just get it, I think that's just spoiling. Like there's not a no. That's spoiling.
I think if your kids don't know responsibility, if your kids don't know how to like do things for themselves, it's certain things that they just shouldn't have. Like, I'm not giving you everything if you don't know how to properly clean your room. If you don't know every night you got to wash your ass and brush your teeth and wash your face. Like, things that shouldn't be repeated. And then it's just like, I'm not going to reward you, and then you haven't even gotten these things right.
Right.
And I think that comes into like how you were raised as well. Because if you were raised spoiled, if you were raised getting anything you wanted and like money was just being thrown at you, gifts were just being thrown at you, when you have kids, it's not nobody telling you when you're growing that, oh, you may need to think about the other side of this. When you have kids, you're automatically going to think like they deserve this. Correct. Now, when it comes to you maybe growing up in poverty, you growing up kind of struggling, like your mom was hustling, you grew up in a single parent household, you know, those type of environments that you grew up in, and you saying like, I want to make sure my kids don't have to deal with that. That's perfectly fine, but don't take it too far to where you just like you making your kids when your kids are growing up and then they make it seem like where you grew up at is just like dirty and it's despicable, and they start to look down on people that are still there and can't get out of there. So it comes in, like Ed said, like these kids grow up to not have empathy for other people, and they don't know what the real world is like. So they grow up to be spoiled, bratty adults when you could have stopped it when they were spoiled, bratty children. So it's just like, it was a story back then when Wiz Khalifa was his son took the school bus, and everybody was like, oh, why is your son taking the school bus? You are famous. He should have a car service. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, why does he need to have a car service? He's a kid. Put his ass on the school bus.
And it's funny you say that because I remember Lala. She did it. She was on the Breakfast Club. They were asking her about her son because they still live in New York. They still live in Brooklyn or wherever. I forget what part of New York they live in. But he doesn't see himself as famous. Like he still wants to go hang out with his friends. Right. Wants to go to the store and everything. But she looks at it like, I have to protect him from himself because he's just a regular kid. But see, he's the opposite. Usually when it's a rich kid or something like that, it's usually the opposite. Like the parent wants to do everything for them. But I think that's probably why he's gonna be so successful because he don't even look at it that way. He don't even realize like, yo, your dad is Carmelo.
Like people know who you are. Yeah, like people on the street.
Yeah, like she said it's been times he wanted to go like to birthday parties and with his friends, and she sent them, but she also sent like security or an uncle or something that he didn't know about until like he came out or something. He's like, you just can't be going any and everywhere. So, but back to what we were just saying, I think you're right. Like people just assume, people got to stop assuming just because people have money, they should just spend money on everything. Because like that's how you go broke. And then when they broke, they like, oh, they ain't got no money. Well, yeah, you want to do dumb shit like car service every day. Like that shit ain't free. The school bus is free. The school bus is free. Like why would I spend?
Walk them to the bus stop. Yeah. They get the experience to sit with their friends when they driving to school. Like all of it. Right,
because you got to let the kid live a normal life. A lot of times we say, oh, these Hollywood kids, they're weird and that's because y'all want them to be so protected. No, sometimes you got to let them be kids.
Like.
How many kids we seen grow up from watching the shows in the 90s, and now you look at some of them, they hurting as an adult, or they a little off, like they little, not a little. They never felt like seriously. All of them 90s cartoons and all of them 90s TV shows and all them kids was on there. They all went crazy. There's only a few that survived. That really survived the crazy. Yeah,
they got books coming out surviving. It's a lot. It's
I'm sure that's probably something along the line with Nick Cannon too. He had all the success young. And then now you're older now, he just keep having kids. I think there got to be some type of trauma that was in his life, and he's still trying to fill. He's trying to fill the hole because a lot of people it's a black hole they trying to fill in, and they just can't ever fill in. It's like if I just keep having kids,
They ain't gonna fill nothing. Then you just break. Then you just got a cycle going on with your kids that you can't break.
I seen a question, something off of that. Somebody had said is, it was something along the lines of a father is having multiple kids in different households, creating more fatherless households, basically saying because you keep having kids with all these different people, that particular household, a stepfather might not want to come along because this person has a kid. Uh-huh. So now, not only is a stepfather not there, you're not there. So now it's just continuing the cycle of just fatherless households.
Nobody wants to talk about that. Y'all will down, like y'all come at Summer Walker. Like it was a comment. Summer Walker posted a picture. She was happy. She had 3 kids in their strollers or whatever. And somebody commented was like, "Oh, she likes being a single mother too much for me." Like it's just like she didn't set out to be a single mother. That's a totally different thing. If she set out and said like, "Oh, I want to be a single mother. I'm just gonna have kids. How many kids I want." Like, this is just how it happens. You don't stay anywhere you're not happy, so I'm not going to stay with the father of the child just because I'm thinking it's going to benefit my child. Fuck no. I'm not happy. We're going to co-parent perfect. We're going to find a way to co-parent perfectly fine, and we're going to move along and try to keep this normal. But you can't be mad at somebody for being a single mother. They didn't plan out to that, but for enjoying motherhood. Yeah. You can't be mad at somebody for that. Like, how are you that upset that they are enjoying this moment when they could be miserable, they could be being bitter, they could be constantly on social media talking about their baby fathers and everything, but then y'all bash them then. Oh, that's your baby father, you should have chose better. How do I choose better when these niggas out here playing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Like, I don't understand. If I chose this nigga to have a child with, so that means something in me said that, you know what, he would be a great father to my child. All of a sudden I get pregnant, I had his child, it's a total 360, and now look at this, I'm about to be a single mother. So you dads out here that have 9-10 kids and think that shit is okay, and y'all got all these kids in the fucking neighborhood, some of them don't know each other, you got a 30-year-old child and a 2-year-old son, like that's weird. Y'all building broken households, and then y'all get mad because the cycle keeps getting repeated, and then y'all get mad when y'all daughters is out here choosing niggas just like y'all, and y'all want to get out there and say like, oh, y'all need to do better, and men, y'all don't take men for accountability for the shit that they do. Y'all lay y'all dick anywhere on the fucking table and just spew out these fucking kids and don't care. After that, it's up to the mother to do what she got to do to make sure that they grow up right in this world. And then these kids grow up resenting their moms, thinking that they kept their dads away, when in all reality, you didn't show the fuck up.
Question, because I feel like going in on some niggas today.
Damn.
I'm just saying, like you can't have that. There are kids out here that really resent the other parent, the parent that stayed, the parent that helped, the parent that got them through school and got them, made sure they ate at night, made sure they had clothes. They may not have had everything that everybody else had, but they had their needs met constantly, and you weren't the fuck there, but you dropped off a check. Like no.
Yeah.
Like you can listen, if you can help your child with $1 bill and that's it, and that's how you think, something's wrong, because a child needs way more than that. Way fucking more.
And off of that, we was discussing before, do you think that parents should split the time equally when it comes to, what was the exact question?
So it was like,
should they
so if you got a primary parent who has a child 5 days out of the week, and then the other parent either gets them during the, they might grab them during the week to pick them up from school, but they don't live primarily with them, so they usually get them every weekend or every other weekend. Should it change over to where that parent winds up having them every day during the week, and now the other parent that was the primary parent now gets them every weekend? So it's like how some people do summers. Like you had your child all school. One parent has a child all school year, then one parent has a child all summer. It's not ideal to move the child from one place to another and everything like that, but it's just like it, because everybody constantly has this thing. It's just like, well, I'm the primary parent, so I have to make all these decisions and everything like that. And, you're not in the household every day, so you're not helping with homework every day. Like, you still have whatever going on at your house where you live at, so you can't be here constantly with the kid. And it's not saying, and there are dads out here like that, there are moms out here like that. And it's not to say that you're a bad parent, it's just that your kids are like just one single person. They can't be split really in half for both of y'all to have a part of them. So it's just like, should it be flipped to where like now, all right, now you get them this year. Right. And I get them every weekend.
I think it probably should. I mean, some parents, like I said, they do it because of the scheduling thing, but you can't really even say that, because if you only get your kid every other week, first of all, just think about that. You get your kid every other weekend. It's 52 weeks in a year. That means you only get them 26 weeks out of the year. And then if you're a parent that's not even trying to ask to get them during the week, like, you need to take a look at yourself. Like, it's a lot going on there. Like 26 weeks. And then 2 days, you only see them 50 something times. If they,
and then you gotta think of the schedule as well. It's just like, what kind of schedule are you working? Are you working at work? Like, are you at work all day? So you can't pick up the kids from school. You can't drop them off at school. So by the time you get home, the kids are asleep. Yeah. By the time you leave out, the kids are asleep.
But I think that's when, as parents, y'all gotta have that communication together. Like,
but both people have to be making the sacrifice, and it can't just be. And it can't just be the primary parent saying like, oh, well, I have them during the week, so this, that, and third. And it's just like, you have them during the week, but at the same time, what's your village like?
Right. That's the key.
Because if you have a village behind you, like you have people that, can help you out with the kid and everything like that takes a load kind of off your shoulders. Correct. Nobody's saying that you stop being a parent at all.
Some of y'all drop them off at grandma's house.
But to have a village that constantly will like take the kids or whatever the case may be, you constantly don't have to ask, or your kids are not bad. Like, people don't mind taking them. Like, I was that kid. Nobody mind taking me from my mom and, taking me places and everything. Like that didn't, it didn't bother her. She was the primary parent, but nobody minded taking me away for the weekend and everything like that. Like, she had basically a living babysitter, and then after a while, she started leaving me in the house by myself. It's just like, you grow up that way. This is how it happened. We just but
stuff happens that way.
But still,
stuff happens that way.
Everybody needs to make a sacrifice somewhere along the way. So whether y'all got to work on y'all schedules so it meets, mutually, I don't know, but something has to give.
Yeah, but be adults. be adults. That's the key.
That's a conversation for another day.
The adults be acting like the kids. That's the problem. Y'all acting worse than the kids are. The whole time the kids is fine. Y'all making it complicated. Yeah, y'all telling the other parent that the kid said this and the kid did that. Whole time the kid coloring. The kid ain't got nothing to do with y'all arguing about.
Leave your kids
just
because
y'all
arguments.
All right, let me ask you this. This is actually a 2-part question. So the first part, I don't know if you've seen. This was a while ago. The guy made this chick lose a bunch of weight before they got married. That was like one of his stipulations. Like, if you lose this amount of much of weight, then we can get married. And she did it, and they ended up getting married. So the question actually, forget the first part of the question, because I think we probably all agree that make somebody lose weight, lose weight. So the question is, are weight preferences fair?
Wait, did you get? So when you got me, was I fat or skinny? That's the question.
That's a good question.
So if you got with me, was I? I'm not gonna say a size 2 because whatever. What you got with me, was I a size 6, and then once we got into the relationship, I went up to a size 14.
Shit.
And then when I went up to a size 14, like how did that proportionally look? Like, did like my stomach get a little bigger? Like, what we talking about?
Let me give this example, because there's a lot of chicks out here that are considered thick. They get into a relationship, they were on the borderline of being thick. And then
the borderline
so like
skinny, you was going to thick?
Like, no, I'm saying, all right, they were the borderline of being
thick from fat.
Being fat from thick.
Okay.
Yeah, this is being fat from thick, because it's a difference between being thick and being fat. Some people don't understand the difference. Like, but they were thick, and some big relationships, they get the weight.
It's a healthy relationship.
And then now they a little heavy set. You know what I'm saying? They little now they a little heavy set.
A little heavy set.
So our weight preference is fair. I mean, even before you even get to that point, though, like, you should have decided that. Well, I guess that goes in hand in hand what I said, because when they met the person, they was at what they want them to look like, and then now they look a little. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you can have a. I mean, I wouldn't say a weight preference. That just makes it seem like you out here.
This can go both ways, by the way. This can go for being skinny too.
Pulling out the scale and
right.
You like, stand on this. Let me see how much you weigh. Like, if you like, oh, you about 20 pounds away from 200. We need to stop right there and get you on a diet. Like, we don't say weight preference.
It could be the other way too.
We're gonna say size.
Size, okay.
Size preference. So if you're skinny, if you're thick, or if you are, I don't like fat. I hate saying fat.
Yeah, I don't really say
if you
fat
are bigger, we're just gonna say bigger, or heavy set. Heavy set.
Heavy set. Yeah,
heavy set. If you are heavy set, okay, we're gonna say that, because I hate the word fat. Fat just sounds so mean. But anywho,
that's when you're in an argument. You just go somebody, so you fat as shit.
Yeah, but talking this, we're not gonna say fat. We're just gonna say heavy set.
Okay,
a little bit
set.
on the heavier side.
All right, there we go.
So if you have a preference for what you like, that is perfectly fine. We always say you can have a preference for anything you want. You don't have to demean the next person to talk about your preference. But if you are in a relationship with somebody and they went from thick to on the heavier side, depending on your relationship, your communication, like before they got to that point, y'all should have been talking about it. Especially if y'all in this relationship and only one person winds up on the heavier side. Like that other person, like y'all both gain a healthy relationship weight, but something is just not clicking in your body that's clicking in my body.
Right.
So now I'm still toned and skinny, but we still eating at 2:00 in the morning together. Yeah. The same shit. But you gained more weight than I did. So it's just like, if I love you, if I care about you, care about yourself, it's just like, maybe if you don't see any problem with it, that's the only time it becomes a problem. That becomes a major problem, because if it's like something if it's something that I don't like, but you don't see any problem with it, like, how am I supposed to tell you to lose that weight?
I think women are a little bit more lean talking to men than men are when it comes to women, because niggas be getting big as shit out here too. Nigga hair falling off, now you big as shit, and a woman she'll still love you. She is still now you a teddy bear. You wasn't a teddy bear when y'all first started. Now all of a sudden you a teddy bear. She still love you.
Like,
but
now I'm singing SZA's Big Boy song from SNL and shit.
Yeah, like
I'm
a
just
little.
Loving all
but men on the other hand, men will say shit.
Very much. So.
Men will say shit, and I think.
Like, I got in a relationship. I went from a size 6 to a size 12. 12? Yeah, I'm a size 12 now. But you don't see it. See, that's the difference. You don't see it. It just depends on the person and then how their body is made out. Now, I don't like that. I'm 5'2". If I get any bigger, I'm not gonna like it. Now, there are certain aspects of my body that I do want to work on, but I voice that to my significant other. Like, I don't like this, and he can be like, I don't have a problem with it. That's very fine. You don't have a problem with it. When I look in the mirror, I see it. When I gotta go put on pants and shirts and everything like that to hide something, Yeah, I don't like that. That's not me. You know, yeah. And if you tell me you don't like something, we can work on it. But it's all about your communication. But nobody should be making you feel shame for gaining that weight or losing too much weight. Especially, it could have been you could have just had a child and your baby weight didn't fall off as fast, or you gained a lot of weight while you were pregnant, or you lost too much weight when you gave birth.
Right.
Those things happen. It's just communication.
Now, it's funny you say that. Now that's the thing too. Like some guys, like you might have been thick when they got with you, and now you wanted to work on yourself, but now you look in their eyes like you lost too much weight. Because sometimes people lose a lot of weight, and
that's true,
they might be healthy, but it don't quite
proportionally. You ain't doing right.
It's not the same anymore, and they like maybe you should eat a burger.
Any switch up from a parents, and you just don't like it. You never really let that person.
Yeah. That could be a thing too. Like if I come in the house and say I wanted to cut my hair off, I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. I want to cut my hair.
And if you stop loving that person because of that, that's what it is.
It's just like you just. I mean,
no. With those type of decisions, do you have to ask your significant other?
No.
You don't think so?
No. Why?
I think you should consult.
I think you should probably ask them.
You just can't just come in. How you feel about this?
Yeah, you're just gonna come cut your hair off. What if somebody's got a baldy? Like I'm just gonna get a baldy.
Gonna be like, yo, bro, you should talk to me first.
I'll step back. When I did cut my hair short, I did talk to my boyfriend about it. I was just like, it's a lot of dead hair. I just don't like the way it's growing out.
Right.
And I was like, I need my hair cut. Well, he was like, well, how short we cutting it?
Yeah, niggas got to start asking questions. And
I was like, I'm not getting a baldy. I'm not getting it too short or whatever. Baldy. And I just want to cut to where it can start growing back out healthier, and I can start taking care of it, from scratch. Right. He was like, all right. So when I came home and I had the haircut, I was excited. I was like, damn, I look good. And he was like, he was half asleep. But he was like, you look nice. The next day it was like, oh, I really like it. Yeah, see, okay, we talked about that.
As long as you talk about it.
He had one of them, them heads, and you start thinning.
Got balled it out.
He was like, I'm thinking about cutting it all off. I was like, I think you should. I think you should just let that go and get a body. He got his body. After a while, you embrace it. You don't even care anymore.
Listen, niggas with beards, and when the hair start going, they're like, I'm just gonna go ahead. Some niggas just need to cut this shit off. Like, stop doing all that extra shit.
I feel like if you got facial hair, like if you got a beard, it kind of helps you.
Yeah,
if you don't have a beard, that doesn't help you.
You like a serial killer. You
look like a pedophile.
You ain't got no beard. I think niggas would know when you try to get a baldy, you gotta make sure, like, all right, you at least got the beard. All right, you can wear a hat. You know what I'm saying? You put a hat on. Niggas don't you got a baldy to take your hat off. But it'd be the motherfuckers that be holding on and the hairline all the way to the top of their fucking head. You be like, bro, just let it go. Like, just let it go. Just seriously. All right, make sure this question. So, is talking too much, whether it's positive or negative, about an ex a red flag?
Yes.
Super
red flag?
Yes.
You're not over that person, and I feel like you're not going to get over that person and be able to fully be in a successful relationship with me.
Period.
Yeah.
That's point blank. Period.
What if it's a couple years in? Still the same? I guess it don't even really matter. Like
a couple years in.
Like if you a couple years in, and they might have mentioned, you shouldn't be having this conversation at all. No. But if somebody just had to mention it, back when I was with my ex,
if you in a relationship with somebody for a couple years and they do something that might trigger you, I can see that being like hey,
don't use your ex as this.
Don't use your ex. Don't use a specific ex. Just be like, hey, I've been through this and I know where this is about to go. Like we need to reel it back in because this is triggering. That's about it. But bringing up your ex at every moment or what they did to you, what they didn't do, and then after a while, it's just like that should only be left for when y'all first get together. That's just let you know my standpoint on where I was before and this is where I'm at now.
You got 3 months. That's the deadline. 3 months. You got 3 months.
You got 3 months. That's
you got 3 months to talk about your ex and your past experience and what was this and that. Cause we still getting to know each other. But anything after 3 months, you can just go back to board for all that.
At that point, at what point do you cut off the ex's family? Because I think it's harder. I think it's harder to stop talking to an ex's family than it is to just stop talking to an ex. Because how many people they still, for whatever reason, they still cool with the ex mom, cool with an ex cousin, something along those lines.
I ain't gonna lie, it took me probably 2 years.
2 years.
I wouldn't say.
I think it's harder for women.
I wouldn't say cool. I don't have any beef. It's, if I see him, I'll speak. I mean, I'm not going to parties and stuff like I used to. It's like that.
Yes,
but
I would hope.
But if I see them out and about or anything like that, hey, we're on social media, we having a conversation. That's perfectly. I think that's fine.
If they died, do you go to their funeral?
Like if my ex's mom died?
No, if the ex died.
If the ex died, would I go to the funeral? I'm only friends with one of my exes, so I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Y'all gotta be friends. Like
about to say,
after the
yeah.
fact, y'all gotta be cool, and your current person that you're dealing with gotta know that y'all was cool to go.
Yeah, that's something. That was something I said early on. It was just like one of my exes is in my immediate friend circle, so it's just like this person is around.
Right.
Just,
Yeah, that's different.
But it's just.
But if it's just like exes,
If it's just like an ex, like so I'm friends with the ex before this ex, but the ex, oh fuck no, fuck that nigga,
Not the ex.
fuck that nigga.
It's the X. It's the X Files.
I might go to a bar.
It's the die. Hey, now I go to the bar. You go drink it. Hey, we popping bottles. We out here, baby.
Celebrating life.
It says men are not intimidated by successful women. It's more about the attitude that comes with it.
Facts.
What?
No, you got
Absolutely.
Sometimes I feel like those women it come off as like uppity, like you stuck up. Like, yo, calm down, bro. Like,
Yeah.
But niggas do that.
But we not talking about niggas. We talking about women do it way more. Women do that shit way more. Women say, "Oh, I'm a boss. I do this and that." That's fine. Niggas don't be.
Y'all try too
want
hard.
a history lesson? Do you want one?
We don't need a history lesson. We don't need a history lesson.
We don't like women.
Why they have that mentality?
We understand
I'll give it to
that.
you.
No. We know.
I think women demand respect more than men, based off the fact that it's kind of like expected from men to do certain things, or if you is your own boss. But whereas a woman is kind of like, no, I demand my respect. Like, no, mama, we like you want too much appraisal.
If a woman walks in, so if you in a room like this, we in this room or whatever the case may be, and somebody tells you the CEO, whatever company, and da. This is a room full of men.
Mm-hmm.
Room full of men.
Oh yeah,
we're meeting. Listen, we're meeting the CEO of blase da. Right? They can have we will say a gender neutral name, because if it had a woman's name, you automatically know it's a woman. And she walks in, and it's just like, oh, a lot of times it gets, oh, is your boss here? And it's just like, bitch, I am the boss. So there are women that overdo it. I would say there are women that overdo it in their success, and they have a power trip. There are women like that, but then there is still a reason, and a very deep cut reason why a lot of women have to fight for that respect.
We understand that. We're not talking about in a corporate place. We talking about a nigga trying to date, and then the first thing in the chick come out of his mouth, I don't need a nigga for nothing. I'm a boss. I'm this and that. Nigga not even trying to. He just trying to show you love. Like, why nigga just can't show a chick love?
So if she comes off that way, and he's not, and he didn't approach the conversation with that, and she just comes off with, I don't need a nigga for shit. I got my own money. I can do this, that, and the third. Then it's just like, all right, sis, something might be wrong.
Sometimes women be too strong.
But then there are times when a nigga is leading the conversation with his wallet. So I'm gonna lead with mine too.
What happens if the woman leaves with she don't need nigga for shit first?
That's what I just
Oh, you did just say that, but I'm just saying.
I said that. I said she doing too much. I said she's exactly doing too much if she does
But
that.
she's doing too much. But if the nigga do it,
He's doing too much too. They're both doing too much. This is a double entendre, motherfucker, because both of them are doing too much. They're doing too much, period. No matter who it is, gender,
Right.
man
But I think-
or woman, y'all
I think
doing too much.
women might do it way more nowadays than men.
But you can't-
Women are quick to tell you that they're a boss quicker than men are.
It's as if it's a part of your personality.
Yeah, like that comes with.
If you make that all about you, then that's like when people join, like when people are a part of fraternities and sororities, all they like. If you make that your personality, it's just like, come on.
You demand respect.
You more than that. You were more than that before you got this business, before you became who you are. So, it's just like, all right, treat people a certain way, because at one point you were at the bottom. So your success, nobody is demeaning it or trying to take it away from you, but you were at the bottom at one point in time. So you can't treat everybody as a stepping stone, because they're not here to get stepped on.
Yeah, but sometimes people have that guard up, especially women.
Yeah.
Women had that guard up. They probably was used to dealing with bum ass niggas.
Yeah, because you can't walk into a room, somebody asks you when a man at, and it's just like, there is none.
A lot of men don't know how to deal with a strong, educated, business-minded woman.
That's a
They
man
feel
that
as
doesn't.
though
I think that's a man that doesn't know himself.
could be. So what if somebody came along and the man might not have been financially where the woman is, but he still comes off to her and she just looks down on him. Like, would that be like, so he's trying to talk to her, but she might be out his league. She might be out his league. Should he still continue this conversation? Because some niggas gonna still try to get to where they basically.
If anybody is giving you their cold shoulder or treat you like you less than, walk the fuck away. Like, I mean, unless you trying to get it, unless you thinking of it as a challenge, and this is something that you ready to get into this race. By all means, do what you got to do. It's weird, but do what you got to do. But if somebody is downplaying you and they like basically already looking at you like you are less than them, if you touch them, they might catch a disease or something. Like, walk away from that conversation. There's no point of staying around for it.
It's kind of weird how like it's opposite, like with guys who are like in certain positions or like have like some a little money to them. It's kind of like they encourage women to come to them or to have a luxurious dating life, where when vice versa, a woman would rather, I want somebody either they got the same money as me or more.
Yeah, but that's because a man wants to be a provider and a protector. You can do that with anybody, whether she has the same amount of money you or less. A woman doesn't want that.
This 2023, I don't think people care about that anymore.
Bullshit. You'd be surprised.
Let me ask you this off of that. It says, what are feminine women looking for in a man?
Who? What?
What are feminine women looking for in a man?
Feminine
That
women.
sound crazy, bro.
It do sound crazy, but
I want to reword that question so bad. What are
it wasn't my question. I made up. I seen this word.
What are women looking for? Like feminine women? Like I don't
know, because they figure some women they more masculine than a nigga. It's a lot of masculine niggas. I mean, a lot of masculine women out here. Like we said before, a lot of men made it that way for women that they don't even want to be bothered with.
Does she identify as she?
Yeah. They gotta start identifying as feminine and masculine nowadays because the game's so fucked up.
I mean, well, who fucked up the game?
Who did fuck up the game? Was it?
Hey, we ain't trying to get canceled.
Your gender fucked up the game.
You think?
Yeah.
I guess.
Come on. Give me.
There gotta be a little mixture in there too, though. There might be a little this in there because with women, there gotta be a little bit.
How do women fuck up the game?
I don't know, man. Because women let men get away with a lot of shit. Women let men get away with a lot.
They fucked up the game that way.
Listen, you're not about to have a woman at me. Hey, you're not. They not about to be
at me, so I don't really care. Let's go.
Because over all these years, it's always been a nigga that's been the one. We never get into what the female do. Like so the female just hands off. They got nothing to do with why shit so fucked up out here. It got to be a little bit. Women condone a lot of shit too. They just men is always the one taking the fall for it.
Because always, what did the man do?
Yeah.
What did the man do?
How come it's never what did the women do?
Who's asking? Are you asking the question?
I'm just asking. How come it's never the? You know how many side relationships is out here, side chicks is out here, knowing all this. It's always woman empowerment, this and woman that, but y'all never get on the motherfuckers.
We already know about them bitches.
Y'all never get. How come y'all never get on them?
When we talking about women empowerment, we not talking about a side bitch, side hoe. We not talking about any of them. Oh no, honey. When we talk about women empowerment, we're talking about women that actually stand behind empowering the next woman. Not somebody,
but how many women actually really do though?
Comfortable with being a side chick or letting another woman's pain being their victory at all.
You ever see the video when somebody said side chicks saved a lot of relationships?
That makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense, but he was.
Yes, it do make sense.
How does it make sense? What relationship did she save?
So you have a lot of women who keep it P. You know what I'm saying? They keep it P, and they will. Like, that's if you have an actual friend and a woman that you would consider a side chick, she would probably be like, yo, we, at the end of the day, we friends, and we probably never really gonna go anywhere else. But the most I can do for you out of the love that I have for you is guide you in a sense of direction where, yo, you can get better in the situation that you're in. So I will guide you, give you advice on what you should be doing to save your relationship.
It sounds crazy, but it's it sounds crazy. I've heard shit like
crazy.
This.
Wait, where's the guidance? What's the guidance?
Outside, and I feel like this is most men outside of cheating. Niggas is lit.
What?
The only downfall to niggas is women.
Ooh.
It's other women. That's literally it. The only downfall that niggas have in their relationships is other women.
So you saying that a side chick is giving guidance to this nigga to save his relationship by sleeping with him and having conversations?
It's side. You tangling that. It's side. Listen, hold on. It's side chicks out here that their main role is to make sure that the man is not stressed and make sure that everything's good when they're with them. They don't give a fuck about what's going on and whatever relationship they got going on. Their main role is to, while you, wherever you at, is to make sure that, it sounds crazy, but to make sure that you're not stressed whenever you with them.
Y'all got me fucked up. All the way up. If a man, any fucking man.
We not justifying nothing. We just saying.
Yes, you are.
No, we ain't just, don't try to put that on us.
If he cannot thoroughly communicate to the woman that he's sleeping with, the woman that he married, the woman that he's living with, the woman that he fathered children with, if he can't communicate to her that, hey, I'm not happy, I don't want to do this anymore, this is not working, and she takes that as a rebuttal, and she takes that as she needs to say something else instead of understanding him, he doesn't need to be there. What is the point of you stepping out and getting somebody else to understand you when you can just end all this shit right here? And y'all can circle around the fucking bin with that and say like, oh, they don't want to leave, oh, they don't want to do this, oh, they don't want to break our heart, oh, they don't want to make her unhappy. Fuck you, okay? Listen to this.
Damn.
Listen to this. If you are a man, and if you are a grown man, if you are a grown woman, and y'all got into a relationship, y'all took wedding vows, whatever the case may be, if y'all can't properly communicate when y'all are unhappy, and they have to, and any person, whether it's a woman or a man, have to step out and find somebody else to make them happy, so they happy in their current fucking relationship, that's stupid. You need to find a fucking therapist and a masseuse. One of them got to take out that fucking tension that you feeling, because there's no reason why you going. And then if this relationship comes to an end because that nigga feels comfortable over there with that side girl, that's fucking weird. Because and then at the end of the day, y'all can sit here and say that, oh, the side joint, she's supposed to make him feel better, and she's supposed to make him, give him advice that you can't do this, that, and third. A bitch will set that up. She will set that shit up just so she can get that nigga. Because at the end of the day, it's just like, oh, you giving me everything I need. You giving me everything I need. You making me happy. I feel no stress over here. You feel like home. You feel like a fucking warm, fuzzy pillow. Fuck that bitch over there. I don't even care. So I'm leaving her and I'm staying over here. She set that up. But she was the one that was helping. This woman over here thought her relationship was getting better because this woman over here was doing this. But at the end of the day, she didn't know that he was already putting his fucking sticks in another fucking house.
Listen, it's fucked up.
Ain't no way in hell.
Sometimes certain women, they just want to play their role. They might get older. They don't want to get married again. They don't want to do this again, and
comfortability will leave you heartbroken and stupid. Ain't no way in hell.
But a lot of them know this, and then a lot of them just is what it is. Ain't justifying nothing.
Not, especially the ones that get married, because I'm not standing up there taking my vows through better or for worse, through sickness and health, through rich or through poor, and you thinking better or worse is that you decided that you wanted to fuck something else. That's not a better or worse. That's a choice. You chose to do that, so you can choose to sign these divorce papers, and now we're going to court because now I'm gonna take everything you fucking got. Yeah. How about it?
I'm crying. Not that. It's a wild word out here. All right, last question. So off of that, does cheating make a man a bad person?
Nope.
Go ahead.
What do you think? Because we asking from the guy's perspective. Do you think it would make a man a bad person if We'll do the guy side first. Then we'll make the female back. I think we always think females is more emotionally involved than niggas is.
I'm about to say, how would y'all? This how you feel when a woman cheats on you?
We out.
Why?
Because we out. What you mean? Like that's because that's an emotional attachment.
But when you cheat and she stays, like what? Then you done pleaded.
Nobody told her to take.
You done.
What you mean? We always get this because we always had this conversation. Nobody told them to stay.
But you told her to stay in that moment when you were pleading for your fucking relationship. I want my family. I just want the kids. I'm so sorry, babe. You got snot running down your nose. Whatever show you put the fuck on when you pleaded.
Hey, you a sucker, bro. I don't know. I'm different. I'm a different breed. If I did some shit, bro, I'm gonna stand on my 10 because you gonna come back. I know you are. I don't need to apologize for doing something I meant to do. But
I meant to do.
But I literally said this probably like a week ago. I feel like regardless, like I said, I just said it. Regardless of niggas cheating, you can still be a good boyfriend.
How?
That don't make you because it don't make you a bad person.
It don't make you. I'll take
you
cheating.
The person. You still a good person. You just
You can be the greatest person to that person. Your only issue is cheating. Other than that, you're a great boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever.
You're a great boyfriend, but you fall easily to temptation.
What that got to do with his personality? His personality. What that got to do with his personality? It ain't got nothing to do with that.
Gotta be the one in phenomenon, motherfuckers. Like they cheated in one relationship and don't cheat ever again in their life.
See, there's cheating and then you just sloppy. Like you just sloppy with it.
It's the same thing.
If
Either
people
you
can be
sloppy
cheat-
with it or you not sloppy with it.
Niggas done died that was cheating and they never
That
knew.
means you wasn't sloppy with it. So it's either sloppy cheating or non-sloppy cheating. Either way, it's cheating.
It don't make you a bad person though.
Person wise,
You
It don't make you a bad. It don't make you a
You're
bad.
a great person that cheated but fall easy to temptation. You're a great
people,
person.
People gonna see this, right?
You're a great person.
And they be like, these niggas is up
You're
here
so amazing.
trying to justify this shit.
You're
We're
a
not
great
trying to
person.
justify nothing. We don't need clickbait. We don't need none of that. We just telling
ladies-
you, y'all want the truth? We give y'all the truth.
Ladies, if he cheated on you, he's still a great person. It's okay. Just forgive him.
So if a woman,
Cause y'all do it.
How
What
does
you
that sound?
women
mean?
do it all the time.
How does it? They do it all the time, but we're not condoning them to continue.
It's
to
not
do
about
it.
condoning. If the nigga keep doing it, that's on them.
That becomes a habit, and yes, you are
that point,
slow
it's-
if you continue
yeah.
to go deal with that or
At
whatever
that-
case,
at-
and you keep forgiving them, especially if you had proof or you saw it, because some of y'all see it and then just walk away from it. But like, child, stand on your 10 toes down. If he cheat
But
on you,
you know what's crazy?
let that nigga be.
It's easy to say that, but it's the same as when like we tell people that they should leave a relationship, and it's just not as easy as we make it out to be. They be like, all right, why don't you just break up with him? Well, it's not just that easy. Like we said before, niggas just can't leave.
I am an unconventional therapist. I'm going to tell you to get back with the person.
Just stay with him.
Because that's what you're going to do eventually, right? So why would I sit here and tell you, no, don't leave them, don't do that? No, I know exactly what you're going to go do. After this conversation, you're going to let that person text you, y'all going to get on the phone, and then you're going to get swindled, and then you're going to see that person later that night, then y'all made up.
Because people will say there's nothing better out here. That's the go-to line.
It ain't shit out
and
here.
then a lot of people just
But
be like, all right, well, I might as well.
there is a sex toy, sex website. There is, I don't know, there are dating apps where you can just hook up. I don't fucking know, something.
You die with
but
the dating
ain't
app.
no way in hell. Like it says 2023 and motherfuckers ain't dealing with certain shit. Y'all shouldn't still be dealing with the same shit either. If that nigga cheats on you, or if she cheats, or if your girlfriend cheats on you and you ain't did nothing to deserve that, like it is easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also easy to look stupid for the rest of your life, and who wants that?
But are they only stupid if it comes out? Like if nobody knows that nothing happened,
Yo, somebody going to hit me with the, oh, you out here embarrassing me. How am I embarrassing you if nobody know? What? How am I embarrassing you?
You know, I could be all wrong. Maybe I'm just full of shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Full of fucking shit.
you can't make this shit up. You can't say, yo, that's wait.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
I cannot.
You can't make this shit up. He's got a point though.
If you get this is why it's easy to take your L's in private. Yes. So if somebody cheated on you, you don't have to blast it everywhere. Like everybody doesn't need to know about it. It's either, especially if you're gonna stay. That's just even more. So if you gonna leave, still nobody needs to know about it. I left him. That was it. That was it.
Yeah, just long story short, just don't put yourself in that predicament to even get to these type of conversations because it's a bunch of headaches. It's just don't even.
We ain't never gonna find a common ground on this, you guys.
Yeah, guys, women and men just think different when
Very
it comes.
much so.
Women, because men will say shit and it might sound stupid to women, but then men understand what the fuck we saying to
Like
each
that
other.
shit that y'all said. It sounded real good. Vince was like, yeah.
Oh, don't put me in this. I ain't.
You did. You literally said it. You
This
was
is
like,
all
yeah,
entertainment, people.
That makes it
This
better.
is all
Like,
entertainment.
what?
We just
Oh, okay.
telling like it is. It's all
Entertainment,
entertainment.
my ass.
It's all entertainment.
Vince
You know
was
what
gonna
I'm
call
saying?
from Tiffany.
We ain't with no, I don't know
Look at the
problems.
text. Was like, oh, that's how you thinking?
I don't with no problems. This is all entertainment and all hearsay.
And not hearsay. He just tried to gaslight you on camera. This is all hearsay. No.
This is all hearsay.
This is present
I don't even know
day.
how we would wrap this episode up.
This is child,
man.
the world of dating, the world
Listen.
of accountability, the world of all of that shit is just a clusterfuck of opinions.
we got to say some of these topics. We got to do a live show like ASAP because this is just too funny. Yo.
This has to be broadcasted.
We got to do a live show. I feel like we're gonna be drunk and we're gonna be lit and it's gonna be a lot
I don't
of
want to be drunk
conversation.
doing that.
Not too drunk.
I need to be level headed.
Well,
I'm not drinking Love Jones if I do that. Oh no.
eat some strawberry Love Jones. We in that joke talking crazy. Now everybody leave it out with nobody.
Now we word slurring and it's a whole other episode. Yeah,
Oh man, but like that was fun. That was fun.
That was a good one.
That was fun, man. Like we always say, man, common sense ain't always common, so put a little bit more smarts in the world. If you need gear, Letsmakesenseofitpodcast.com. As you can see, you got our hoodies. Check out the hoodies online. Letsmakesenseofitpodcast.com. LoveJonesWine.com. Use the promo code SENSE, SENSE. LoveJonesWine.com. And on that note, it's the boy Vince.
And I'm in.
Holla at y'all.
Make it, baby. Make it make sense. Come on, make it, make it, make it, make it make sense. Come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense. Come on, make it, make it.